The city of Spokane has never been considered a mecca for fashion. But Ronnie Rhino, founder of the Runway Renegades fashion show, has set out to change that.
Spokane definitely has a fashion scene. It's growing every day. It's sort of underground right now, but with all the boutiques popping up, and a lot more of them are carrying local designers' collections. What we're trying to do is get it out there even more so that people can really see that there is a fashion scene here in Spokane. Every designer in this show is using predominantly recycled materials, and that's our overriding theme for the show.
Inside the Stage 54 venue, 20 models are fitted, hair is done, and designers wait nervously for the runway show to start. The first fashions to hit the runway is from 25-year-old designer Shauna Gaines, who sees her clothing as works of art.
Well, I like to mimic a lot of glass techniques in my clothing and things like that. So I have a lot of visually psychedelic looking things where the clothing is also like a wearable piece of art. It's almost like Christmas morning, you know, where you anticipate it. You sit there and you obsess and you obsess and obsess about what it's going to look like. And then the second it walks down the runway, it's almost like you've never seen it before. It's the first time, and it's just like unwrapping the most awesome gift in the world.
Danielle Hansen, at 14, is the youngest designer to show her work on the runway.
I like to add to stuff to make them interesting, not necessarily starting from scratch, but getting thrift stores clothing and just adding material to that. I use duct tape actually in one of my dresses, so I'm inspired by many different things that I see. Mostly it just pops into my head. I'm like, oh, that would look cool if I did this or that, and it's a lot of fun just to think of different weird things that nobody else would do.
18-year-old designer Lexi Carr draws fashion inspiration from a variety of sources.
It's kind of based on a lot of different things. Like, I've got a lot of influences for it, but Victorian era clothing is a big one, and then also things like tarot cards and palm readings and just fortune telling and all that sort of, like, the mysticism that goes along with that, and just like rituals and maybe paganism, I guess you could say. Just all sorts of things that I guess could be considered unusual and strange, but just in a really visually interesting way.
The last designer of the night is Runway Renegades founder Ronnie Rhino, who likes to take vintage clothing and upscale them into something more modern.
I use all kinds of different recycled materials, from neckties to jeans to the curtains in your living room. I make dresses, mostly formal wear.